Hello everyone, we're here at Watford for a 50 lap race. Ahead of the 5 red lights, we managed to get our car into P4, so this is a pretty good position. And as they go green, we managed to have a decent start, get kind of boxed in behind the guy on the inside. But luckily we do manage to stay comfortably ahead of P5, heading down to the downstairs. Our head sends a move to brake a bit, and now yellows. I didn't see it because I was looking at the apex ahead and didn't expect him to brake so quickly. But anyway, this part of the track quite slippy. Hasn't been resurfaced like the rest of the downstairs, but go green again. Now going down to the hairpin. At this point, I'm just trying to stay with these guys ahead because, you know, clearly pretty fast and they brought their own race suits and boots to rental karting. Anyway, just going to fast forward here. On to lap 2. Pretty uneventful so far. It's P3 re-overtakes the guy in P2. And yeah, these guys are very quick, but this guy's actually much slower than the two ahead. So he was really holding up the guy in third, and he's now free to go chase after the leader. But here, we're trying to get past, accidentally tap him. Now looking for a way on the straights. No way through. Trying to look to the inside here. Can't get a good enough exit. And we're actually losing time behind this guy. So as you can see, top 2 are starting to stretch away. But luckily, get a switchback on the previous 2 corners and send it down the inside there. Now we're through and we can go and chase the 2 leaders. This kind of 4-horse race at the moment, as we've really managed to stretch away from the pack behind. But now we weren't actually able to drop him on this lap, so he's managed to stick with us. Heading on to the next lap, gets a really good exit here. Sticks his nose in, but doesn't have anything alongside, so we shut the door. Now, through these corners, managed to stay ahead, but have a pretty bad hairpin. It's actually really bumpy down there, so my car was cutting out every time on that exit up the ramp. And now he managed to get a good exit and through on the inside, and we can't do anything. So we just decided to stay behind since, you know, if he's overtaken us, it's probably faster. So we're trying to follow his line here. Just going to fast forward ahead. But as you can see, he really doesn't start to pull away. Now we're starting to catch up to the first lap cars. Only on lap 6, this guy stops on the racing line. I couldn't react in time. We're going into the back of him, but no damage done. But anyway, as you can see under yellows, the guy in third is really pulling away. So it's really important that we get past this blue guy as soon as possible. Managed to sneak down the inside there. And now going into the ramp. We skipped forward 2 laps right there because not much happened. And we're up to more lapped cars here. So now, around the outside, a bit of a switchback. Go wide, cut in to try and get a better exit, but we get a snap. So we can't go down the inside here. But we do manage to get past as we stick our nose down. I think he panics and just goes a bit wide into the wall there. So that's the move done. And on the yellows, we're able to catch up back to the guy in P3. But he catches this whole train of cars here. And there's the leaders there as well. So this actually brought us back in, and let's see if we can get the moves done as they are stuck behind lap cars. Pretty solid restart so far. Is this a lap guy? Just zero awareness from some of the guys here. Just puts us into the wall, but we managed to catch back up. This guy with a bit of a half spin. We look down the inside, we get tapped there. Now looking down the inside again. Too far back. But yeah, you can see the guys ahead are already starting to pull away, so we need to get past this lap traffic quickly. We're trying to look down the inside. No space. He's really slow through these corners. I can see just half spinning everywhere, and we're just losing so much time. But under yellow flags, yeah, we're still just staying behind. We're going to see if we can maybe get a really good restart here and just pass him. As it goes green, and we just sneak down the inside there, leaves the door wide open. Now we're back up onto the rear bumper of P3. And he is going for a move up ahead. You can see just how many cars there are right there. It's a lot of chaos. Guy ahead half spins, which gives us the momentum we need to look down the inside. But unfortunately, as we're going for the move, we see yellow there. I think the front of my car was probably ahead. I could have taken the place, but I just didn't want to just let him ahead. There's no point. Anyway, he goes for a move here on that guy, which gives us some momentum. So we look down the inside, but unfortunately, on the right, on the outside of this double apex, there's really no grip out there. Look again down the inside, just trying to get him to make a mistake, but it doesn't work. Just going to fast forward ahead, we're just sitting behind. But yeah, this gaggle of cars now down into the hairpin. Not sure what happened there, it looks like one of them spun or something. Anyway, some yellows here, and these guys have pretty much stopped on track, so I just go past them. Again, now we're up into P2 as 2 cars ahead of us crash there, and the rest were just lap cars. But anyway, here, it was really hard to predict how some of these slower cars were driving, because they're just weaving across the place, just spinning in a couple of spots. But anyway, we do manage to get past him pretty easily. But this purple guy, he was slower, but he managed to make his kart so wide, so sitting behind him was really frustrating because we lost so much time. I think I caught him 3 times or something in this race, but anyway, I let him back because he was ahead before the yellows. But to me, it's really important that we get past him, because all the time that we're stuck behind him, the guys behind are just catching up. And as you can see, we get boxed in behind him on the restart. Luckily, we do manage to get past, but only short-lived, as he does the switchback. And into this corner, just carried way too much speed, as normally you're meant to swing out to the left there and then carry the speed. But we were stuck on the inside, so we managed to get the switchback here. But you can see just almost parking on every apex, and we're just losing so much time. This downstairs bit is so slippy, it's just impossible to get past. And you can see under yellows, guy drove really slow under yellows as well, so guys behind 2 people we passed just managed to catch up all the way on yellows and just got us on the restart. I think it would have been better if I just restarted a bit further back from the guy in purple, but oh well. And this guy manages to get a really good overtake, just sneaks down the inside there, pushes him a bit wide. I see the gap open up, but he moves in the braking zone, so can't really react to it. And now defending from this guy behind. Pretty sure more lap traffic, but yeah. Now we need to claw the gap back now. And as we're approaching this halfway point in the race, now we're thinking about pitting. The pit stop window should open in a lap or 2, and that would be good for us. So hopefully we can undercut these guys ahead, maybe get into some clean air, send it down the inside of another lap car. And we're slowly clawing back the gap, but yeah. Now another lap car. We're gonna just get a really good run out of there, send it down the inside, and you can see the checker flag being waved. That means the pit window's open, so we can come into the pits at any point now. And I would have liked to pit, but unfortunately it was just really bad timing. We had a car on our outside. In hindsight, it would have probably saved me time to just brake and then go into the pits, get the undercut anyway, even if I lost a bit of time by having to brake on the straight, because you can just see just how much time we're losing about every corner behind this guy. We look down the inside, managed to get the move done, and yeah, here I've decided I wanted to pit anyway, just to be really sure. And now we're coming into our pit stop. I've never actually done a pit stop like this before, so this was quite new. Just jumping over to the other side and getting in this car actually, in this kart, the pedals were quite long, so by the end of the race, just because I had to stretch my legs so much, I actually started getting cramps. But yeah, this kart was much faster because the old kart, I'm not sure if it was the battery or something, but yeah, every time I went over the bumps at the bottom of the ramp, the engine would just cut. So it would be really weird to, as we can see, we've caught up to my friend here on the reds. But yeah, this corner, it's got a really bumpy entry there that we just went over, I think, because of the resurfacing. But yeah, with the old car, it would just cut out, the power would just cut. As you can see, this guy comes out of the pit lane, kind of straight lines us, tries to take the corner without braking. Quite an interesting tactic, but anyway, we keep going. But yeah, this car was much faster, felt much better, and I think we've got a pretty substantial undercut there. So I think the next time we'll see that purple guy is when we're lapping him again. Yeah, and that guy just spinning out in front of us. Which happened quite often, actually. When people see you behind, they just panic, stomp on the brakes and spin. As we go clean around the outside of that guy. That was quite a good move. I didn't expect to have the grip for that, but the car just stuck. Now here, I'm trying to just get my bumper alongside, so he has to take the compromise line, but it doesn't work. But still, we managed to get a really good exit here. Now on the inside, and we get the job done. The inside isn't the best line there, but it's a really good spot for overtaking. But yeah. So now we're going to skip 2 laps ahead. Just guy spun into the barriers there. Not sure how he ended up there. Facing the wrong way. But yeah. And now we've managed to lap this guy again. So now he's 2 laps down, but he's defending very hard. But luckily, got a really good run. So just immediately able to pass him down the inside of that double left-hander. As, yeah. I think the leaders have long gone just because of how long we were stuck behind that guy, but we're in a pretty comfortable P4. The guy in P5 was well behind. But as we're going to see here, we get put in the wall and we end up back behind this guy. So all our work was just undone there. Some pretty shocking racecraft. But yeah, now lap 38. I'm going to follow him through on this overtake. But yeah, I'm pretty much having to lift off at every corner, just try and knock it past. This part of the track is really tricky to overtake on just because of how slippery it is. You can see just how smooth the surface is. Anyway, we think about going for a move, but just way too far behind. I'm going to skip a lap ahead to this battle. Hopefully we can get past one of them here. Now going onto the straight, I think that guy moves out of the way for him. I think there might be a party or something. But we managed to follow him through. And now heading on to lap 41, so we've been sat behind for quite a while here. Now these two are battling. I take a look around the outside. No space there. Get on the exit, have to brake again as we're boxed in. Take a look down the inside. And we're side by side, but he taps him here and it just kills his momentum and we're able to get through. Now this guy sitting in the middle of the track, and inexplicably, as we're braking here, he turns right into a left-hander, which I can't really react to, and we end up going into it. As you can see here, in full speed. But yeah, I think he was just panicked when he looked at the black flag. And again, another kart stranded there. I'm not really sure how people managed to end up in those positions, maybe racing another kart, but it was quite an interesting crash here. But now, as you can see, we're going a lap down relative to the leaders. And this guy was really quick. His best time was a 42, and I think my best time here was like a 44 flat. So yeah, this guy was just rapid. Didn't fight him too hard because I just wanted to follow here and just try and imitate his line, see where he's getting time. As you can see, he just induces rotation. I'm not sure if he's just locking the rears every corner and just using that to get the rotation. But yeah, I'm just trying to copy his line. If you can see me shaking my head at all, it was because my helmet was pretty loose during this race. So I was just trying to adjust it. But yeah, as you can see, he's just taking better lines, goes much wider than me on the entry to that double corner. And yeah, he's just got really good rotation everywhere, and he's just pulling away. I think by this point in the race, I had better pace than I did at the start of the race, but yeah, he was still pulling away by almost a second a lap, I think. Now here, we catch some more lapped cars right at the end of the race. I think we're lapping this group for like the third time. I think we managed to avoid most of them on the pit stop by undercutting them, but yeah. We're catching back up to this guy. Unfortunately, too far behind the leader to follow him through, so once again, we need to find our way through. Yeah. Look down the inside here as he closes the gap at the last second. I'll wait for this guy to go past and then rejoin. If you're wondering why I did such a desperate move at the end of the race, I didn't actually know it was lap 48 because we had pretty much no way of telling how far into the race we were. So yeah, I thought we had maybe a couple more laps left, and I think P5 was catching up every time we were in these trains, so I just wanted to get past quickly. Now this blue cart. We go to the outside, try and get a much better exit. Can't get any of our cart alongside, but he once again spins, I think just seeing us alongside. And yeah, that's the end of the race. Pretty uneventful. I mean, maybe if we got a bit lucky with the lap traffic, we could have got P3, maybe P2, but I don't think we had the pace for P2. P3 was likely as we were matching the guy, but yeah, just really unlucky with traffic. And yeah, that's the end of the race.